Welcome everyone, my name is Philip Mandelaire and this is a narrated version of a presentation that I gave to the Crown Point Road Association on May 15th, 2022. My hobby is metal detecting and I was invited by the property owners to search the Crown Point Road to see if there were any clues that it could provide us with more information about when the road was built, who built it, and what they may have dropped along the way. In my search, I discovered a spot that I believe may have very well been an encampment where people who were either building the road or traveling it later stopped for the night to rest. First, let's look at the overall view of the property. The 1,250 acre DesMarais farm, or the formerly known as the Dean Farm, is in the center of the screen. On the right hand side is Union Street that comes out of Brandon and crosses the Otter Creek, passes by the farm, and then flows south to the junction of High Pond Road. From there you take a westerly route to the next junction of Hack's Sawmill Road that turns slightly northwest, and then another junction at the corner of Hack Sawmill Road and Short Swamp Road. It's down Short Swamp Road just a little bit is where you'll run into the Crown Point Road. On this 1854 map, highlighted in yellow, is the old Crown Point Road. It extends from Hack's Sawmill Road down to Short Swamp Road and then across the mountain to Union Street. In this 1869 map, you'll notice that the road has been discontinued and the only thing left is a small farm road leading to the farm. The two areas that I'm going to concentrate on today is circled in red. The one on the left is the Short Swamp area and the one on the right is what I call the Union Ledges. The star denotes the farm. So let's take a closer look at the area circled in red, what I call the Short Swamp encampment area. Here you see a LiDAR image of the area where I have found most of the artifacts. You can see to the left of the circle where the old Crown Point Road came across the hill, went across the Short Swamp Road, and then down into this area that I believe was convenient for watering oxen, camping, and staying out for the night if you had to stay over. So what is LiDAR, you ask? These musket balls were one of the first discoveries I made in the area. All the musket balls are dropped. The one at the very bottom, I believe, is a chewed musket ball, and also there were two buttons in the area. The following video is going to show you the recovery of one of these musket balls out of the hole. Hey guys, I'm going to show you that. See that dark layer right there? I think that was where the campfire was. Then you go back into sand. But look at that layer of campfire right there. And right out of there, right down there, came number 14, I think it is. Another discovery was this musket ball and then these little bucking balls that were found in the same hole. Now these little bucking balls were like buckshot when they were loaded into the musket. And the following picture will show you a flintlock rifle that has been X-rayed and found in the bottom of a river, and it still has the ball and then the buckshot behind it, and it shows how this was loaded. Shown here is what's left of a pewter spoon. This is the handle, and at the very bottom in that oval That is a maker mark, and I was wondering about this, so I sent a picture of this to the Pewter Society of England, and they had sent back to me that they determined this maker mark was from George Grenfell, who was working in London from 1757 to 1784. That gives us a good time frame of when this spoon may have arrived in America and dropped at this location. This item is believed to be a 1750 era English axe head, and this axe was recovered just a few feet off the side of the old Crown Point Road. The video next will depict the excavation of this axe head.
Guys, this is one of them trade axes, and look at this. That root went right through the, right in the hole where the handle went. Look at that. That is awesome. Let me, what the heck's it stuck on? Right there. Let me get it out. Excellent.
The only coins that were recovered in this area were two King George II halfpennies. These coins were minted between 1727 and 1760. If you look closely in the 2 o'clock position, you'll see on both the coins the Roman numeral 2 for King George II. The second area of interest is what I call the Union Street ledges. Within that red circle, I found a colonial home site and also evidence of artifacts that were very similar to the ones found out at the Short Swamp Road area. I believe that possibly the Crown Point Road may have gone over these ledges, which begs the question, why was there a house up on top of this ledge? Did someone take the effort to build a road up there so that they could reach their home? Or did they build a home up there because there was already road there from earlier times? So that is the question. I believe this home site was occupied somewhere from the late 1700s to the very early 1800s, based on the artifacts that I found. The following video and then photos afterwards will show you some of the artifacts that were found at that site.
Okay, back up in the cabin site. Actually, I'll show you, it's right behind me. It's a little pile of stones. You can't see much. But I think deep down under this tree, I don't know if you can see that, I think I might have right there. It looks like a two-pronged fork. It looks like it's in pretty good shape. I don't know if you can see that. Right there. I'm going to work on this real slow and see if I can get it out for you. Okay, I'll be back.
The items that I recovered from this site are the bone-handled iron two-prong fork that you were just watching me dig. That is in the center left of the photo. Above that are some iron knives, dinner knives. To the right is a iron spoon bowl, and to the right of that is some iron cookware. Below that are various number of buttons. There's an old brick there, and below that on the bottom are pieces of shoe buckle frames, tongue and chapes, the center working mechanisms, and then two old coins. One I can't identify, the other is a Connecticut copper 1787. Moving beyond the colonial home site, I followed a path that I thought might be or could be the Crown Point Road. I reached a spring and then started hearing some more signals in the ground. What I discovered were a few musket balls, very similar to the ones at Short Swamp Road, and a clasp knife, which is an old pocket knife as shown in the top of this photo. In addition, there is a pewter spoon. You can see the handle and part of the bowl, and you can see a pewter button, flat button, that would have been probably on a shirt. But the most interesting item was the porringer handle. It's made of pewter, and it was part of a handle to a cup that might have been used to drink soup or some other hot meal out of. The next photo was taken from the internet. It is an exact duplicate of the porringer handle that I found, and it explains a little bit about the handle itself. I continued to follow the path of which I thought was the road, and I came to another spot where I was starting to hear some noise, so I decided to investigate. What I discovered were two more clasp knives similar to the ones that I found out at the Short Swamp Road. An iron buckle, belt buckle, or part of a horse tack or oxen strap, and a little musket ball. The item on the left is what they call a ground iron. This device would have attached to the bottom of a pole, such as a flagpole or a tent post, to keep it from rotting or setting directly on the ground. In this photo, the items on the left are all of the items that I found out near the Short Swamp Road. The items to the right are the ones that I found up near the Union Ledges. The questions remaining are, was this an encampment along the Crown Point Road? Did I discover other portions of the Crown Point Road going over the Union Ledges? This is something that you'll all have to conclude based on what we found here today. Thanks for watching.